Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and you know what? I got some boxes while we were gone, so stay tuned and see what I got. We just got back from an amazing trip. We actually stayed in the United States, which is a little surprising because, you know, being British, we typically go over to Europe quite a bit and see family and friends and things like that. But we actually have some friends who are British as well, and they live in Virginia. And we travel with them quite a bit. So the two of us basically met in the middle, and it was almost exactly in the middle because both of our flights were about 4 hours each, right, coming across. And we met in Rapid City, South Dakota. And so we spent 2 weeks. We went through Rapid City, South Dakota. We went and saw Mount Rushmore, the Badlands. Oh my gosh, Yellowstone, like all over Yellowstone, east to west or north to south, so I think we did east to west, I'm not sure. We went up into Montana, we went into Wyoming, all over Wyoming. We went to the Cody Rodeo in Wyoming, we went to Cody, Wyoming, we went to Deadwood in South Dakota, we went whitewater rafting. I know. Crazy. The Grand Tetons. We saw so many bison. The first one we were like, oh, bison. Towards the end we're like, more bison, like whatever. We went to Yellowstone. We saw Old Faithful go off. It was incredible. There was a little girl at Old Faithful, and I was very excited to see Old Faithful. This is my first time seeing any of this, which I was a little surprised. Like, why haven't I done this before? And there was a little girl at Old Faithful with her mother. We were sitting there at night, and she apparently had already seen it on this trip, like once or twice. So she's sitting there, and I'm talking to her, and she's the cutest little thing. And I said, oh, you know, is this your first time seeing it? She goes, no, I've seen it before. I was like, oh, I said, this is my first time seeing it. She goes, oh, it's a shame you have to be this old to see it for the first time. Her mom was like, oh, I said, no, it's okay. It's all right. Out of the mouths of babes. I understand. It's good. But I am happy to say that my birthday is this week. And so I'm going to be a year older. And I'm very happy to say that I didn't see Old Faithful in my 57th year of life. Because I'm going to be 57. I'm telling you guys how old I am. I'm going to be. But technically, when I saw it, I was 56. So, and I know someone's going to go, well, technically it is your 57th year of life. Nah, don't be going there. I am 56. I'm going to be 57. I'm very happy about saying that I am that old. I feel really good for my age. I feel like I look okay. I don't look like I'm about to keel over some days, kind of. Anyways, it was amazing. But while I was gone, you know, there were some sales. Labor Day happened and things like that. And Ophire came out with a new hook set that I have just been jonesing over. Now, I know, you're like, how many hooks do you really need? Because it's not like they break. It's not like, you know, yarn and you run out of it and you need more. I get that. But the color, I couldn't pass up on the color. I mean, yes, I have this. Now, my rule of thumb was that I can buy hooks as long as I have openings. Now, these are just my Ophire hooks, so I do have a lot of openings. I did have some other hooks in the set over there, and I pulled them out because I was like, nope, they're not Ophire. You got to keep like and like. This was my other one. This was because I just loved the glittery, you know, sparkly. And this has a lot of seconds in it. And these were my seconds, patriotic seconds or fireworks, I think they called them. And this was my Beetlejuice second. I think this is just a regular Barbie. I don't think that was a second. I might be wrong. But anyways, honestly, I can't tell the seconds from the first. There's nothing to do with the quality of the hook. It's just about the color, the way the color spills through. So I didn't care. Anyways, they got this new color. It's a limited edition. It's called Azalea. And I went banana. I was like, I just have to see it. I have to try it. Now, the Brit's going to go, you bought more hooks? It is my birthday. It is my birthday week. And, you know, you never can have too many hooks. He calls me the magpie, which I think a magpie is something that likes pretty shiny things. I believe that's what magpies are known for. And you know what? I'm fine with that. You can call me your little magpie all you want. I don't care. Give me the bright and shiny. Look at this. Okay, so this is the new Azalea hook holder. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my God, look at that. Even with the nails, even with my nails, she's beautiful. So being a Virgo, my birthstone is sapphire. I am sorry, but I'm just not a big fan of sapphire. I wish we could pick our own birthstones for our months because I would never choose sapphire. I don't know. It's, matter of fact, okay, this is a sapphire. It just doesn't speak. This is a sapphire second, I believe. It doesn't speak to me. It's kind of like, But, so when we were getting married and we were looking for rings, people said, oh, you should get your birthstone ring. I'm like, ew, no, birthstone, that's nasty. It's ugly. Sorry, if anybody loves sapphires out there, great. I know Princess Di had a gorgeous one. It just doesn't speak to me until I started doing some research and I found out that sapphires come in all different colors. And there's one called a Padparacha sapphire, which comes from Sri Lanka, a river in Sri Lanka. They can, lab make them, but it's gorgeous and it's rose gold. And suddenly rose gold became my signature color and I love it. And it's a sapphire. So my wedding ring it's rose gold with just plain diamonds. But then my engagement ring is a band of diamonds with a beautiful rose gold or pink sapphire diamond, Padparacha. Lovely, beautiful. And that has now become my signature color. So you'll see I have a lot of pinks, a lot of rose golds. And so you understand that when I saw this come out, I couldn't pass it up. It is the most beautiful color I've seen. Absolutely. This is the Azalea limited edition thing. They also have it in a yarn bowl and they have it in the hooks. So let's take a look at the hooks. So of course, they always come in this really nice case. Doesn't matter whether you get a second or a first. These are all firsts, but they come in these beautiful hook cases, which is great so you can travel with. And these cases are included in the cost of your hook. Now they are raising the price of the hooks and Ashley's got to do what she's got to do. She's a one-man band. She started this company by herself, small business, woman-owned business. I'm all about that. She is raising her prices, I think by like $1 and I think it might be at the end of September, October. I'm not really sure. Anyways, but these little carrying cases are always included in the cost of your hook. So the hook because these are limited editions, so they were a little bit more expensive. These come in at $18.99 a piece. I think normally they're like $16 or $17.99 a piece, something like that. Anyways, so it comes in this hook, but take a look at this beautiful. Now this is a 5.5. I just got some of those standard sizes that I always use. Look at the color, the rose gold. Oh, and then it's got some nice purple pinkish colors that are roaming in up in here. It's just beautiful. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at the sheen. So this is not going to be your birthstone hooks, right? This is not going to have the glitter and the gleam, like these guys. Some of them have glitter. Some of them are nice and sheen like that, like this. This one is just beautiful. This is their Azalea. So it's more of their spring colored hooks. So this is the 5.5. It's going to put it right there. Now somebody asked, can you fit other hooks inside these? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Let me show you as a matter of fact. So these are Furls hooks. Sorry. Now the base is a little bit wider, so they don't fit perfectly, but they do. And I think they're all that way. Like this is also a Furls. So they're not going to fit in exactly, but they do fit. And then, of course, if you're going to get just like a regular, this is a tulip hook, that'll fit easily inside there. So, does it fit perfect? No. Does it fit? Yeah, it'll work. It'll work for you. Okay. So, again, in the tube with the little donut around the backside there. This is a 5.0. Oh, my gosh. I love these. Now, this is a set. This is a color that I would actually get the whole set. I just love these. So Britt, if you want to know what to get me for my birthday, you could get me a full set of these. Yeah, you could if you really wanted to. But you know what? He's so good to me. Like every day is my birthday. And so, I hate going, give me this for my birthday because I'm old enough now. I'm an adult. If there's something I want, I'll just get it. But I know. Get ready with your barf bags. every day I spend with him is like a birthday. It's like the best day ever. So I don't know. He's pretty awesome. As a matter of fact, our anniversary and his birthday are on the same day. And so we celebrate our dating anniversary, which is like 16 years. We acknowledge our wedding anniversary, but I was like, you know what? It's been your birthday for a lot longer than it's been our wedding anniversary. And I don't want to take away from that. So let's celebrate your birthday and we'll acknowledge our wedding anniversary, but we'll celebrate our dating anniversary, which was 16 years. Our wedding anniversary only like 5 years. So I thought that was a pretty good trade-off. I thought that made me seem like a nice, good wife and girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. All right, so this is a 4.5 hook. And what's really nice also about the Ophires is you can see how it's engraved in the hook as well as painted in. So even if, and I have not had the paint wear off, and all the work I've been doing, I haven't had it wear off, but even if it did, you could still see the stamp in the hook. And then it's got these 2 grooves. Now, I don't really care about the grooves, but I think some people use it more as like a guide, right? Like your thumb's going to go here and maybe your pinky goes there or something like that. But see how nicely it fits into your hand? It's just lovely. All right. So that is my 4.5, which means that the next one I got, because I just got some of the standard sizes, is the 4.0. And again, these come in at $18.99 a piece. They're a little bit more expensive because they are the limited edition colors, which means they're not going to be available forever and ever. So this one here is a 4.0. Look at how that color just bleeds. Oh, it's so beautiful. It just sheens through. I know, I was like, do I need more hooks? No, I mean, I don't. I don't need more hooks. I mean, hello. Although, it was really funny. The other day we were going on our trip, and I was making something for my son, which you'll see in a little bit, in another video. And I was like, I do not have a 3.5 crochet hook. I was like, what the heck? And that's because nobody makes, because like Ophire, they only make the resin hooks. Nobody makes a size smaller than a 4 because see the length of the neck there, the width of the neck, it's too small. If you go smaller on the hook size, you're going to have to go smaller in the shaft and the neck and the shaft, and then it's going to snap like a chicken's neck. So you cannot find a resin hook that is smaller than a 4. And I know because I've looked and I've tried. Now, Prim makes a plastic hook. They have a smaller one. And Furls makes a metal hook, an aluminum hook that is smaller. And they sent me 2 a while back, 2 different sizes. And they said, here, try these and see how they work for you. And it was like a 3 and a 3.25 or something like that. And I loved them. I was all over them. But then they said, well, you know, the look isn't quite right, so please send them back, and then we'll send you one when we get the new, when we fix it. And I'm like, fine. So I sent it back, but I loved it. The only thing that I didn't like about the Furls aluminum hooks was because they're number one, they're very heavy. So whereas the resins are a lot lighter, these are really heavy. So if you get problems with like your hands getting tired as you're crocheting, that may or may not be an issue for you. The other thing that I found interesting was that because they're aluminum, they're so cold. They get really, really cold. And it will warm up with your hands, but it takes a while because it's solid aluminum, so they're heavy. And we live in Southern California. We live in a warm climate, so it's not like, we have a problem with that. I mean, I'm assuming if I sat it out in the sun, it would be a little bit too hot too. But if you live in a cold climate, and you might have a problem. Or if you have something like Raynaud's or something along those lines where you have a problem with cold, that could be a problem because they get really cold. Now these guys, being that they're resin, they're really, really lightweight. They just sit super easy in your hands. And because it's resin, they warm up right away. And they're really not ever cold. Anyways, so I thought, let's go ahead and just try these hooks out because I haven't actually done that in a while. Show you how these work, what I really like about these. So I started with this is a 4, it's probably going to be okay. This is a roving wool. In other words, this is like a felting wool, so it's going to be a little bit thicker and a little bit more splitty. So it's probably not the best yarn to use for this, but you know what? Maybe this will actually be a good test. So we're going to just do some singles and I'll go back and do some doubles and, just kind of do a little swatch here. So you can see how it goes nice and easy. It grabs hold of that yarn, it pulls it right through. It's not splitting the fibers. I'm not having a problem with it grabbing a hold of my yarn. That was operator error. It works really, really nicely. Oops, again, that's operator error. Okay, so let's just do a nice little strip. Now let's just go ahead and come back across. We'll do a single crochet, see how this works. And so why does it matter? Well, obviously you can crochet a lot faster, but when you're using a lot of different yarns, again, this is a roving, and so roving is, if you look at it, it can be very uneven in the fibers. And so you could split this, or it could be kind of fuzzy, or maybe you're working with a cotton, 100% cotton sometimes can split quite a bit. This, and I have worked with Egyptian cotton, I have worked with roving wool, I have worked with wool blends, alpacas, different like light, lace weight, sock yarn, pretty much everything you can imagine I have done with an Ophire hook, and I have yet to have a problem with it splitting any of my yarn. So that's one of the things I really like about it. I like the size of the hook. This part up here, and I've shown this before, but I'll show it to you again. This is the, I like the point of the hook as opposed to, so this is a 4. Let me see what I can find here. This is a 4.5. Okay, here we go. So let's do same. This is a Furls 4.0 as well. So let's look at the hook sizes and see. Because I always think this is a really good indication. So you see here how the Ophire, which is the pink, has a much sharper tip, right? This is how I'm not splitting my yarns because it can go in. Notice how this one's a lot more rounded here at the tip. That is one of the things that I find it splits the yarn. Okay. The other thing that you notice, look at the shaft inside here in the neck of the shaft. Can you see the difference? The Furls is a lot more narrow. And so it sometimes can't grab the yarn as well as the Ophire. See how the Ophire has more of an angle coming out here, and the Furls is a lot sharper inside there. It doesn't look like it's a huge difference, but you can really look inside the neck and you can see the difference. And to me, this is a big difference. And so I do find that this splits my yarn, and I miss stitches a lot more with these, and that can be really frustrating. So that's why I do. Now, I do like the Furls. I do like the aluminum hooks. And, if Ophire were to come out with another material other than the resin, then I would love it. But as far as the resin goes, I love these guys. I like the Prims too. Prims are nice. They're plastic. They're a molded plastic. And I work really well with those as well. But I like the way these feel. I like the smoothness of them. Of course, if you're going to be all girly, about them, I love the colors. I love the birthstone colors, except for the sapphire. I'm not a fan of that one just because I don't like sapphire. Okay. So how many of you get yarn for your birthday? Like, people send me yarn, and I'm like, I don't hate that, actually. I really do. And we were on our trip with our friends, and you'll see this in another video, we found a yarn store in Jackson, Wyoming. I think it was called Jackson. It's not really Jackson Hole. It was in Jackson, Wyoming. But the store was called Knit on Pearl, and it was adorable. And I'm going to be doing a video, so I'm launching a video. We did a little tour in the store, and so I'll talk about that one as well. So now I'm just doing some double crochets coming across. But again, because I'm able to catch that yarn so fast, and it's not splitting my stitches, you can actually go really nice and fast. My stitches are also very consistent because I'm not splitting the yarn, and I'm not missing any stitches. So my stitch size stays very consistent as well. So not really doing anything. I'm just doing a little swatch so you can see the color. Now, the other thing I like too is some of you, and I know I'm guilty of this too, use black yarn. Why do we use black yarn? Why? I made a blanket for my son last year because he's in the film business. So it was one of those movie clappers. And it turned out great, but it was black, and it was a lot of black. And I was like, what are you doing? And so when it comes to that, you got to have the right colored hook so that you can see, and you got to be doing it, during the day or in light so you can see your stitches. What a pain. Turned out really good though. But this, I mean, this one here, you can easily see your stitches, even though it is a darker yarn, just because it's mottled and it's a nice roving yarn. I forgot what this was. I got this to do like felted bowls with and things like that. And it would just happen to be sitting here. So I thought, okay, that's good. We're going to give this a look-see. Okay, so finishing out my double crochets here. And then we're going to go into a row of triples really quick. And then I'll show you how, yeah. But so again, I can feel my tip is sharp enough where it's going right into that stitch and it's not causing me any grief whatsoever. Let's go ahead and do a triple crochet. If you are in the US, we're going to call this a triple crochet. If you are in the UK, we're going to call it a double treble. Because the double crochet, this guy here, is called a treble crochet in the UK. Don't even get me started on all of that. If you're going, what is she talking about? UK and US terms are very different. So they both have single crochets, which is fine, chain stitches, right? But a double crochet in the US, I just did, but in the UK, we call it a treble crochet. The reason that they call it that has to do with the number of loops on your hook. So I'm doing a triple crochet, so that means I loop over twice and I go into my stitch, and now there's 4 loops on my hook. This is a triple crochet, but in the UK, they're calling it a double treble because their treble crochet, which is what we know as a double crochet, has 3 loops on it. Well, now this one has 4, so it's double. So it's a double treble crochet stitch. What the heck is she talking about? I did a video on it, so I'll include a link here if you're like, what? And let me tell you, if you don't know the difference between them, your project is going to turn out drastically different if you don't understand the pattern that you're doing. It's going to turn out like twice as big. So usually they will write on the pattern, whether it's US or UK terms. Sometimes you have to be a little bit careful when you're ordering books from like the UK or something like that, where you just have to make sure that you know what it's written in, or at least, if not, if there's like a chart in the back, you know, like a legend, and it'll say, if this says double, it's actually a single or whatever it is. That's important to know. If I am using a pattern that I know is a UK term pattern, before I get going, I just make notes through the whole entire pattern. So if it says it's a double, I know that that's actually a single. And if it says it's a double triple or double treble, then I know. And I just make those notes because I know myself and I will forget and I'll just start doing what it says. And then I'm like, what the heck happened to my sweater? It looks like it's for Jolly Green Giant and not my son or the Brit or something like that. Okay, almost done with this. Alrighty, well, we'll just go ahead and show you. So you can see here, the stitches are really nice and consistent, right? You can see across the top, my stitch line is really easy and nice and consistent. So I had my chain, my singles, my chain to my single crochets, my doubles, and then here my triples. So again, using the Ophire hook, why do I like them? I love the way they feel in my hand. They're very soft. My hand does not get tired. Since the beginning of time, my time with crochet, I have always been using ergonomic handles. Always, always. I have never used any of the Clovers or the Susan Bates. I've never used anything that didn't have an ergonomic handle. Even the cheap ones that I get, I always made sure I had the ergonomic handles. Okay. And my hands have never gotten tired, never cramped, never anything like that. And I really believe it's because, as my husband, Britt, would tell me, right tools for the right job. So get the right tools, make sure you get yourself an ergonomic handle, invest in the proper tools, and you will be forever happy with your choices. That is my suggestion to you. All right, so I just wanted to do my unboxing of my Ophire hooks. This is my little swatch that I'm doing here. This is their new Azalea, and it's a limited edition. So what that means is I don't know how long it's going to be out, and I know that it's a little bit more expensive than the birthstone hooks and the other ones that they've got. So, but they are going to be raising their prices. This is the Azalea carrier. Oh my God, isn't it just beautiful? It's so pretty. So Britt, if you want to know what to get me, you can always get me more of these guys, or just let me get more of these guys because they're lovely. Because if you notice, there's all these holes here. And I could actually get the complete set. I only have the 4, actually, let's see. Let's put these in order. So I've got a 4, a 4.5, a 5, and a 5.5. These guys. So I still could use the 6, the 6.5, the 7, the 7.5, the 8, the 8.5, the 9, and the 10. And I think there's an 11. That would be nice. All right. So this is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. Tell your other friends what we're doing, how much fun we have here. I have a lot of fun. Hopefully you do too. We're doing tutorials. We're doing book reviews. We're still doing Project Welcome Home. We're still making granny squares for that. And just a whole bunch. And I'm actually going to be doing a whole series on how to make garments without patterns. So all kinds of fun stuff coming up. And if you just want to come in and have fun and crochet with me, then you're always welcome to do that. So thanks so much for watching. Please go ahead and like and subscribe, but make sure you like and share this channel with your friends. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. And as always, I'll see you soon.